Hi, my name's Nancy, and I'm here to tell you that it gets better, I promise. First off, so people could relate to me, I have been a victim of bullying since I was a baby. No, not seriously baby, but since I started school. The names went from crybaby in preschool and kindergarten to alien as in third grade. That was one of the most creative. Seventh grade, to GD whore, bitch, and those were the main ones then. Then rumors were spread about me in eighth grade, claiming that I was pregnant. Which, believe me, not gonna happen for a long time. But it gets better, I promise. I had transferred to a new school, didn't have any friends, was from another school outside the school system, where in the school systems, big differences. One school focuses on sports and athletics, the other one focuses on special education. Well, I went to both types of schools my entire life. I'm now in college, actually, and I have wanted to get this out so people would understand that no matter what people will call you, just think in your head, I'm 10 times better than this person. I'm not calling them any names. I'm not treating anyone like dog crap. I'm being me. I'm being the real me, telling my version of my life story. I tried to kill myself. I would go home after I walked up the hill from the bus stop, go to the bathroom after I tossed my stuff down in my room, cry for a good 10 minutes. I would get angry and try to strangle myself. If I didn't do that, I would at least punch my leg. Anything I could do that, like if I was able to punch my leg hard enough to leave a bruise, I know then I wouldn't need to do it anymore. But because I don't bruise easily, I would have to do it at least twice, maybe 5 times a day, just punch myself in the leg so I wouldn't chew people out. Also, if I get mad at someone, the Shakespearean term for screw you is bite my thumb. I would bite my thumb at people. I got so mad at them. I almost cussed some of my best friends out for doing little things that would get me mad. People would refer to things or they would take things I say out of context because I'm not the most fluent or eloquent speaker in the world, but they would take it out of context. I stopped a friend from committing suicide, and she stopped me. And I'll tell you this, if you think you need to commit suicide just to get your point across, it will not work. Your point will not be brought across because people will take it out of context and they'll say, oh, so and so committed suicide because they couldn't handle it anymore. They couldn't handle the pressure. Those people are the idiots in this world. I am living proof that if you even think of suicide, you'll look back and you'll think, why was I thinking this? It was pointless. I had a friend die while I was in high school. She had transferred to a new school. She got involved in a car accident and died. The douchebag that was driving got no criminal charges brought against him. Nothing. Even though he was drugged and drunk. My friend had nothing in her system, yet she died. Another kid at my school died. Nice guy. I didn't know him that well, but teachers complained because I didn't cry when he died. I told him the truth. I was like, I don't know him. And I know that if I had killed myself in school, no one would have cried. And you think, oh, well, just be my friends and my parents. I asked my friends one day what they would have done if I had died before I met them. They were like, we wouldn't have done anything. I'm like, I said, what if I died today? What would you do? They were like, we'd have those private memorial service. We wouldn't draw it out to the school. And I'm like, if you really cared, you would try to at least raise awareness. But And it gets better, I promise. I thought I couldn't go to college. My dad didn't finish high school, my mom barely finished. I thought I wouldn't go. I found a school that accepted me. Not just because of my grades or anything like that, but I know I didn't want to go to a local school. If I went to a local one, I would have to deal with a bunch of crap from people I can't stand. Sorry, my nose is itching. But I'm instead going to an out-of-state school where I've already made one good friend. She's real nice. Only one person from my school is going to be there, and I won't have to deal with his drama, and he won't have to deal with mine because we'll barely see each other, which is a good thing. Seriously, don't. Death is not the answer. It's not. Change is the answer. Some of my biggest heroes in life were people who have tried to kill themselves too. Amy Lee of Evanescence. If you hear her song Like You, you'll understand why she wanted to die. Another hero is my friend, is one of my best friends. We both wanted to die. We stopped each other. I've actually had to help stop many of my friends. I've had to help a lot of people. When in turn, no one helped me. I figured it out on my own. And you're probably going to see this video and think, God, she's not perfectly emo. But I'm not emo. I'm different. I'm unique. I've always wanted to be accepted. So I try to just make myself into something I'm not. I realize I can't be a prep. I'm not a jock. I'm not normal. Believe me, I'm not normal. I teeter between goth, emo, punk, and scene. All four of them. I totter between them. I even totter between, mainly I'm just random. If you want to label me any stereotype, you can't. It's impossible. But yeah, that's another thing. Don't listen to stereotypes. And if you do listen to them, then you're going to fall victim to stereotyping other people, and you won't make many friends. The only reason why I didn't make a lot of friends in high school was because I knew everyone's crap. I didn't want to deal with half their crap. The only people I trusted were the ones whom I knew. My Facebook was hacked by 3 people. 1 was my roommate. 2 were my friends. I thought I lost trust in people after that. But believe me, it gets better. I promise. Everything will change for the better. Believe me, everything will change for the better. When you go to your high school reunion, you could be the ugliest person when you're in high school. But when you go to your high school reunion, wait till you see how many people have had kids and you've been focusing on your career. You've been focusing on your dreams, your aspirations. Or you traveled the world and they stayed in one little place because they couldn't afford the money because they didn't get an education. They just stayed in one place and all that jazz. But it gets better, I promise. I wish I could leave you guys with a song to help, but right now I can't think of any. But I want people to understand if you know someone who is suicidal, reach out to them and tell them that you're there to support them. Don't rely on everyone thinks, oh, you need to go tell an adult if you're suicidal. No, it doesn't help. Telling a friend that you're suicidal will stop you. I had a neighbor commit suicide. If I had known, I would have stopped her. And I barely knew her. Friend tried, I stopped her. If I had been with my friend who died in the car accident, I would have told her, don't get in that car with him. You could at least call your parents or call a taxi. Or she could have drove and let that butthole pass out in the back seat of his car. Anyway, I try not to rant, but I do. I just want people to understand it gets better, I promise. Just leave you with a little line from the poem I really like. In a distant sky there might be feathers, 1,000 breaths to take. Gaze beyond to gaze beyond to free your limits, like a promise. It's a prayer. Hope and stars. Hope. That's basically the sum of it. But it's better. I promise.